Welcome back to Island Bike Life. Today we're going to be taking a little bit more of an in-depth look at the OneUp Components EDC tools and just how to use them. This is a comment that I've seen on a couple of my videos in the past, wondering exactly how some of these features work. I've been running the main EDC tool for just about 2 years now, and last summer I added the 100cc pump, and now that I've had them for such a long time, I don't know that I would ever want to have a bike without either of these setups ever again. And it's definitely something I would recommend trying at home before you're out on the trail and you really need to use one of these features and you're not really sure how to do it. For anyone who doesn't already know, the EDC or Everyday Carry lineup of tools from OneUp Components is their way to put multi-tools and pumps on your bike to avoid you having the need to carry a backpack or hip pack if you don't want to. The main tool itself consists of 8 primary tools. They are a set of hex wrenches, has a T25 Torx, a tire lever, a chain breaker, storage for quick links, a flathead screwdriver, and a set of spoke keys, as well as a Presta valve core tool, the top cap tightener, and a spare chain ring bolt. This is the top cap tool. In a pinch, this will tighten up your top cap and secure down your stem. Put it into the slots and tighten it down. Using the EDC tool to break a quick link is probably one of the more tricky parts of this tool. You need to use the larger bit and the top cap tool together. Once you have the quick link into the grooves, make sure that the chain is being secured by the larger of the 2 bits that you're using by sticking it in between and simply squeeze together. Obviously using the pliers that you can get separately is a little bit easier, but this will work on 10, 11, and 12 speed if needed. This is the chain breaker tool that you need to have in this orientation to really work and get the leverage on the chain. Using the small 3mm hex key as well. Put your chain in so that it's nice and secure and tighten it down onto the actual pin. Before pushing too hard, make sure that you are lined up and so that the pin will come out of the little hole on the left side of the chain breaker. You'll know right away if you can't because you'll come into resistance. If you don't have the tool in this configuration, getting the leverage is going to be a little bit tricky. Once it's done, the pin will pop out per normal. Back out the guide and your chain will now be separated, no problem at all. In order to put everything back together, it will only go together in one way. You need to put the chain brake back in the original position, align it with the tire lever, and reinsert into the top cap tool itself. On the other side of the tool, where there is this container, you can either have the plug and pliers or a CO2 cartridge. I am running the plug and pliers, as you can see here. I have it set up so that if I get a puncture on the trail, I have it ready to go. I don't have to load one of the bacon strips. Inside the container, I have the spare strips as well as the quick link tool. This will work on 10, 11, or 12 speed and is significantly easier than using the other chain brake method. Just like any set of quick link pliers, put it on either side of your quick link and squeeze it together and you're going to be on your way. I load everything back into the container, the pliers and the spares, and then screw everything back together. It is a little bit of a tight fit, but it will go, and just make sure that everything is nice and secure before you put this back into the pump or into your stem. The pump itself will come in either 70 or 100 cc's. This one is the 100 cc. In order for it to compress, you do have to make sure the plug at the end of the Presta valve is off. One thing to keep in mind when putting it back together is the O-ring needs to be nice and level. It can get jammed up pretty easily, which will make it a little bit more troublesome. And try to keep all of these O-rings nice and clean of dirt, otherwise they are going to be quite difficult to get off. The CO2 canister hides inside the other end. And if you need to use it, the press to valve unscrews simply by hand, and the opposite side of that allows for the CO2 to screw in. What you want to do is screw it in just enough so you can feel resistance. You don't want to puncture the CO2 before you're ready. Once you're on your press to valve, insert and finish screwing the CO2 all the way in, and you'll be good to go. Reinstall everything on the same way, put the cap on the CO2 back into the bottom of the pump. Make sure the press to valve is sealed up so nothing is getting in there. Strap this onto your bike and you're once again good to go. Well, I really hope you like this look on how to use some of the features of the EDC tools from OneUp Components. If you want to pick one of these up, go see the guys down at Rock City Cycles here in Nanaimo. They always have these in stock and they'd love to get you one. If you like what I'm doing here, think about hitting the subscribe and the like button. Leave me a comment down below and come and find me on Instagram. And as always, thanks again for watching. Now let's go hit the trails.